Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience, this is the ideal life. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. A lie can travel halfway around the world, while the truth is putting on its shoes. Never tell the truth to people who are not worthy of it. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you too can become great. Reader, suppose you were an idiot, and suppose you were a member of Congress. But I repeat myself. Don't go around saying the world owes you a living. The world owes you nothing. It was here first. I did not attend his funeral, but I sent a nice letter saying I approved of it. God created war, so that Americans would learn geography. Never allow someone to be your priority, while allowing yourself to be their option. But who prays for Satan? Who, in 18 centuries, has had the common humanity to pray for the one sinner that needed it most? Loyalty to country always. Loyalty to government, when it deserves it. The difference between the almost right word and the right word is really a large matter. This the difference between the lightning bug and the lightning. What would men be without women? Scarce, sir, mighty scarce. Sanity and happiness are an impossible combination. When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much the old man had learned in 7 years. Don't part with your illusions. When they are gone you may still exist, but you have ceased to live. Clothes make the man. Naked people have little or no influence on society. Everyone is a moon, and has a dark side which he never shows to anybody. If you pick up a starving dog, and make him prosperous, he will not bite you. This is the principal difference between a dog and man. If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you read the newspaper, you're misinformed. Always do what is right. It will gratify half of mankind and astound the other. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear. Kindness is a language which the deaf can hear, and the blind can see. The trouble is not in dying for a friend, but in finding a friend worth dying for. The two most important days in your life are the day you are born, and the day you find out why. Get your facts first, and then you can distort them as much as you please. If animals could speak, the dog would be a blundering outspoken fellow, but the cat would have the rare grace of never saying a word too much. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. A banker is a fellow who lends you his umbrella when the sun is shining, but wants it back the minute it begins to rain. I didn't have time to write a short letter, so I wrote a long one instead. Never argue with stupid people, they will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. I have found out that there ain't no surer way to find out whether you like people or hate them than to travel with them. To get the full value of joy, you must have someone to divide it with. When angry, count 4. When very angry, swear. Of all the animals, man is the only one that is cruel. He is the only one that inflicts pain for the pleasure of doing it. Heaven goes by favor. If it went by merit, you would stay out and your dog would go in. I must have a prodigious amount of mind. It takes me as much as a week, sometimes, to make it up. After all these years, I see that I was mistaken about even the beginning. It is better to live outside the garden with her than inside it without her. The most interesting information come from children, for they tell all they know and then stop. Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. When we remember we are all mad, the mysteries disappear and life stands explained. The human race has only one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. Adam was but human, this explains it all. He did not want the apple for the apple's sake, he wanted it only because it was forbidden. The mistake was in not forbidding the serpent, then he would have eaten the serpent. The dog is a gentleman, I hope to go to his heaven, not man's. Always acknowledge a fault. This will throw those in authority off their guard and give you an opportunity to commit more. Giving up smoking is the easiest thing in the world. I know because I've done it thousands of times. If voting made any difference, they wouldn't let us do it. I've had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened. There is a charm about the forbidden that makes it unspeakably desirable. Eat a live frog first thing in the morning, and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. Reality can be beaten with enough imagination. I have a higher and grander standard of principle than George Washington. He could not lie, I can, but I won't. There are many humorous things in the world, among them, the white man's notion that he is less savage than the other savages. Education consists mainly of what we have unlearned. Part of the secret of success in life is to eat what you like and let the food fight it out inside. It is better to deserve honors, and not have them, than to have them, and not deserve them. It's easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been fooled. It's better to keep your mouth shut, and appear stupid than open it, and remove all doubt. My books are water, those of the great geniuses is wine. Everybody drinks water. There was never yet an uninteresting life. Such a thing is an impossibility. Inside of the dullest exterior there is a drama, a comedy, and a tragedy. It takes your enemy and your friend, working together, to hurt you to the heart, the one to slander you and the other to get the news to you. In the beginning of a change the patriot is a scarce man, and brave, and hated and scorned. When his cause succeeds, the timid join him, for then it costs nothing to be a patriot. The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause. Which quotes did you like the most? Share your opinion in the comment. Don't miss out to see the next video. Subscribe.